Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Prison Break, as I adjust my microphone a bit. Last time on Prison Break, we finished off Season 2 with Sona, which was interesting, so let me try to remember what all happened. So Michael had to take the money and the boat to Mahone, and there was a huge fight with them and Kim. And eventually, Mahone escaped just with the boat, and while he was going through some of the canals, he was actually stopped, and they found cocaine in the boat, because because Michael planted a bunch of cocaine. So, Mahone was arrested. Meanwhile, Bellick and Teabag were put into a jail cell together, and eventually the two were taken to a maximum security prison, Sona. Although I guess we never saw Teabag there, but I'm pretty sure we saw Bellick. But yeah, Teabag thought that he was going to be released by the company, but because he ended up getting caught, they decided to leave him out to die, basically. So yeah. Meanwhile, Michael and Lincoln reunited with Sarah after Kellerman testified and brought forth everything that could exonerate Lincoln, and unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, depending on how you look at it, Kellerman was killed by the company. However, I mean, yeah, it's terrible that he died, but man went out on his own terms. The man went down smiling, so you kind of got to give it to him, you know? I think that's what the Klingons would call an honorable death right there, you know? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. To just be sort of killed in the back of a van, maybe not. But to be killed while smiling, that sounds Klingon. I don't know why I brought up the Klingons all of a sudden. Anyway. So Kellerman is dead. And then Kim showed up to Michael, Lincoln, and Sarah. And Sarah actually killed him. The money is now lost to the river. And Michael was arrested for killing Kim. He took the fall for Sarah. So he has been sent to the maximum security prison, Sona, where it seems a bit different from Fox River. But yeah, so him, Mahone, Bellick, and presumably Teabag are all being sent to this new prison. Lincoln is on the outside, which is interesting, as well as Sarah. And so is Sucre, who passed out after trying to get the information on Mari Cruz from Bellick. However, he said, if you want to find her, then you got to get me out of here, which sounds like a tall order, but I don't know. So yeah. So Sucre and Lincoln are still on the outside, which is at least good. This prison, by the way, Sona, is all set up by the company. They went over to General Baldman, and he was like, oh, well, Schofield will try to break out, and that's what we're counting on. So I don't know what the hell that means, but we'll have to find out. This is the first episode of the season, and I know it's been a while since we've had a first episode of the season here on Prison Break, but what we do for the first episode of the season is full length is available for free. So if you want to watch my full unedited reaction to this episode of Prison Break, what you gotta do is head down in the description or into the pinned comments, click on the link, that'll take you over to my Patreon page, but remember, it is free. Just this once, it is free. You can sync up your copy of this episode of Prison Break to my footage, because I can't give it to you. I can't give you the entire episode because that is wholesale illegal. So I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to put proof that I did this thing on the internet. So you can find a copy of this episode. If you search far enough, you can easily find a copy of this episode. Sync it up to my footage. You can watch it, have a good time, or not. If you'd rather just watch the edited version of this reaction, just stick around 5 seconds, it'll start up. But if you do like watching the full-length reactions to, my reactions to these, then you can sign up for just $5 a month over at my Patreon page. Or not. It all depends on you, really. So yeah, with all that being said, let's just go ahead and jump right into this episode of Prison Break. Here we go. Oh shit, Mahone. Hey buddy.
Your brother. Where do they have him incarcerated?
Sona.
What?
The worst of the worst are there. Men no other prison will take.
Oh, shit. Why does this guy look like Kellerman, by the way?
The guards pulled out. Just left them to themselves. Some thieves, rapists, murderers.
Oh, my God. So they're worse than Teabag, is what I'm hearing. If Teabag is the worst from Fox River...
Summer's a one-way street.
Damn.
It goes in, never comes out. Unless it's dead.
Oh, shit. That's where Michael and Mahone are. Oh, we're in another prison. Oh, God. Oh, everything has changed.
They, find anything else?
Like what?
The bag.
What was in it?
A little money?
5 million.
Sorry.
Less than.
Yeah, well, whatever the case, regarding Michael, I have managed to make a little headway. I arranged for a
The money's
transfer
gone,
to
isn't it?
another facility.
Oh, man. Body just stays there.
Bite me. What'd you say? I didn't say nothing.
Bellic. Being tough is gonna be difficult here.
Get used to it, man. I haven't eaten for days.
Jesus. I want to see Mahone deal with these guys, though. Oh, shit, but I just realized he doesn't have his pills. Oh, man. God, last season was so long, but I love it. Oh, does he have pills? That didn't take anything from him? No, he's out.
You are exactly where you belong. No, that's where you're wrong, and that's where you're gonna help me. I will have a court date one of these days. Understand? And we'll tell the truth. You planted this, you set this up, and I'm gonna go home.
Oh, that's not how this place
I could have
works.
sworn you set this up. It's old news, huh? This is the first day of the rest of our lives. We work together, you know, help each other out. Except every time I look at you, all I can see is the man who killed my father. You're on your own.
Damn it. Damn it, I get it, but he's... Mahone is the definition of a soldier just following orders. Visiting hours.
Just hold on, man. One more day.
You know, I keep waiting for you to mention a certain someone.
Sarah.
It's gonna be fine, man. I promise. See you tomorrow. All right?
I don't think you are. I don't think that transfer is gonna work.
But I hope they haven't been treating you too poorly. I should hear of it if you have. I think, as you can tell, Sona is unlike any other place in the world. Since the rise of last year, they left us here to rot. They figured we would just destroy ourselves, but instead, we've thrived. With the canal, Panama is now a breeding ground for international crime. 27 different nationalities we have here, but not one gang. Not one racially motivated incident.
Yay.
It's just, I don't think you're quite telling me the truth, Mr. Schofield.
No.
Oh, we get the news, man.
They know who you
You're
are.
quite the superstar on CNN. Man breaks brother out and flees to Panama.
Only to be put in a
You're
different
not
prison.
a superstar, yeah. One man has a beef with another, he makes his problem known. And then we deal with it directly as men. Over there.
Oh. Fight.
Yes, sir. We could go. You and me. Right here. You're a brave man, huh?
I mean,
Brave man.
Michael fought Teabag, but this guy has both of his hands.
You're lucky I've been meditating.
Duh.
Before I couldn't take my finger off the trigger, but now.
Remember Fox River with its blues and its greens? That was so long ago.
Work time started right now. Where?
Hell no.
God damn it. You weirdly feel bad for Bellic. Boy, I'm amazed that Michael can still wear that hoodie in the sweltering heat of Panama. Oh, shit. There he is. Oh. Another familiar face. Oh. You have two enemies.
People you might like to have in your corner should you ever decide, say, break out of here?
He's from the company, isn't he?
Who are you? This conversation's over.
You ought to hear what I have to say, Schofield. We're trying to do this the easy way.
Huh. Okay. They want him to break out for some reason.
He does something that belongs to me.
He's out of his mind.
Yeah, seems pretty easy to get to the bottom of this. Check it.
Oh, like they planted something on him?
You and me, man. We're not done here.
Come on, man. How do you even know it would have been him who would do that? I wonder, like, what constitutes the two of them being treated so horribly compared to everyone else. Oh, shit. He's gonna try to escape.
Runner! Runner!
Oh. But man, he's going without any food. Oh! Oh. No, they got him. Damn, man. The only friend you had.
It's not her.
Nah, okay. I was gonna say, they don't just kill her off screen.
There's a system, and that system means order. So whether you agree with it or not does not matter to me. There's a larger agenda than yours.
This place is way more complicated than you would think.
What happens if I refuse? Tell me something.
Do you
You
bleed?
always set up your fights.
Is that Teabag?
You can do me a favor.
Oh, it's not. It's no one.
I can feed you. 2 weeks ago, I was in your shoes. Didn't get any food for days. They'd have let me die, just like they're gonna let you die. Get back to the feed me part.
Nuh.
I'm in Panama.
What?
What? How'd you get this number?
I ran into Sarah. She got your number from the consulate. Dad.
Why?
Right now.
Why is LJ in Panama?
Your name, Lieutenant.
You can just call me friend.
Nuh. And Teabag's going for allies. Oh, hey.
Go for the kneecap.
Nuh.
Fighting dirty. That's your secret.
I didn't think there was any such thing as clean in a place like this.
Nuh.
You know, I'm surprised, Alex. It almost sounds like you care.
You're my get out of jail free card.
Nuh. He's trying to...
He got really hard.
He's trying to help his best chance. Even though Michael hates him.
Good luck, man.
Very smooth, Bellic. Alright. Kneecaps. Oh, shit. The necklace is coming off.
God bless me.
Oh. He's giving something to both of them.
And without rules, we're nothing but savages.
Nuh. With
Therefore,
Teabag's up there like
proper
Loki.
respect for the rules. Only man versus man, without argumentation or handicap.
Is it to the death?
I'm done talking.
Is it to the death? Because Michael doesn't kill. Oh! You fell for it, fool! Now that's some dirty fighting.
The one man comes out alive.
It is to the death. Oh, I got back up. Oh, good job. Break his legs. What? No weapons. Ah! Ooh. Mahone will do it. He'll kill.
No weapons! Rules are rules, remember?
I mean, yeah, they gave him a knife.
We're savages.
I think he's pissed. But, I mean, Mahone has a point. They gave him a weapon.
This is a nice place. It requires jackets.
Well, I don't have a jacket.
It requires jackets.
For God's sake, man.
Excuse me. You speak English? How about American?
I'm back with the jacket. Sup? Haha. Don't ask where I got that. Hey, at least he didn't beat him up. That was a dumb little scene.
You push anything too far into a corner and the claws will come out.
Is she the one from the beginning? We saw a girl.
Wrong, lady.
I forgot about it.
Yes, it is, Lincoln.
Oh, shit.
Discuss.
I think he's thinking. Damn! Make sure they're dead. Oh, that's the thing.
Talk! Dad. Dad. I'm so sorry.
Huh.
They got me and Sarah.
Well, shit.
You got a week to find this Whistler guy. Get him out of there.
A week?
Place they, Sarah and LJ.
Oh, shit. Alright, that's why we're doing this, okay. Huh. Alrighty. Alright, that is episode 1 of season 3. Okay. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So that's why the company needs them, or needs Michael. And specifically they needed Michael, was because they need him to bust James Whistler out. This is interesting. This is a very interesting sort of development we have here. So, you know, you could kind of see, or not see, but you could kind of think like, okay, why are we doing this? You know, like after the first 2 seasons, you kind of sit here and think, well, okay, we're going back to prison. I don't know. I'm wondering if like anyone was thinking, well, I don't want to say like it's a cop out or anything, or it's like it just seems like a weird idea, I guess, that we're just going back. We're going back to prison. But I like that it's different. Obviously, it's a very different place from Fox River. And then I like the fact that it's not just, oh, well, Michael's been thrown in a prison, gotta go get him out. I like that now it's that we have to specifically bust someone out, which is interesting. So, yeah, they need to bust this guy out, this James Whistler fellow. So that's pretty interesting. Lechero? Okay. I'm probably butchering that. But, I mean, yeah, it seems like, I feel like you'd be forgiven for thinking that the show is kind of taking 2 steps back, because now we're going back to prison. But I like that it's different, This is a new thing with the company, It's now, like, the whole, again, like I've said for the past couple episodes, Season 1 and Season 2 has been about, not just escaping Fox River and then escaping the company, but basically saving Lincoln, And now that's done, and now we're moving on into something completely different, Which is very, very interesting, and I like that. So, yeah. Sona. The worst of the worst are in here. The worst of the worst. Very, very interesting. I'm curious. I mean, you kind of then want to know, like, what's everyone in for, Which we had that whole thing. We had that, too, with Fox River. What's everybody in for? And, yeah, there were some things that were, I suppose, better than others, At least, when you look at Sucre versus Teabag, like, there's a clear difference between their crimes and stuff. But yeah, the worst of the worst are sent to Sona. There was a riot, but it was just so horrible that the guards just left them to rot. And now, Lechero, the new boss, has basically imposed his rules now, which is interesting. I really enjoy him. Like, he's definitely he's a good foil for Michael. It's interesting how he runs his prison. And yeah, honestly, it does give slight, and this is very slight, Thor Ragnarok vibes, where mainly from, this guy who, controls everything, him being Jeff Goldblum in that movie. This guy's a bit, well, I mean, there's nothing better than Jeff Goldblum, but you get the idea. This guy's a bit more serious, but I like how, you can really tell he's enjoying the scenes. He's almost chewing the scenery, which is great. That's always been the thing about Prison Break, is the actors, just hamming it up and chewing the scenery and everything, So, yeah. So honestly, I really do like him. And now with Teabag, again, sort of playing that almost Loki character of going in and trying to get into the good graces of the boss here, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, Lincoln is free on the outside, which is interesting. Yeah, that is really, really interesting that, now it's reversed. Lincoln is free and he's trying to get Michael free instead, But now they have to figure out how to bust out specifically, which is interesting. We had everything with Mahone, which was good. I love Mahone being there, which, I mean, so we basically have 4 people that are on the inside right now. Michael, Bellick, Teabag, and Mahone, which is an interesting combination, Mainly, we've lost a lot of the classic Fox River, people. Honestly, the only 2 who were inmates at Fox River are Michael and Teabag, But I like having Bellick and Mahone there. And it's very interesting, too, that, Bellick has obviously been beaten to hell. And he's been beaten to hell. And then basically he's treated like nothing, which is interesting. I'm very curious why, there's definitely seems to be some sort of a hierarchy in this prison. We're obviously at the top, Lechero. And then you sort of have, sort of his underlings, and then you kind of just have everyone else, but then there is still a bottom tier of, I guess, the Naked Dudes Brigade, of the skinny dude and Bellick, which is really interesting. And I am very curious why they're sort of left like that, I don't know, but it is interesting, and it makes an interesting sort of hierarchy, even just differences between our prisoners for just within our 4 main ones that we know. So I like that. And yeah, immediately Mahone is like, hey, I'm sorry, please help me get out of here. You know, I know you're going to get out of here. Please, for the love of God, take me with you. You know? And yeah, the thing is, it's such a difficult thing with Mahone because you understand where Michael and Lincoln come from on Mahone, you know? I mean, just first off, he is the man that killed their father, you know? Aldo is dead because of Mahone, you know? And Abruzzi and Haywire and Tweener, they are dead because of him. He specifically killed them. So you do understand that, just to start off with, but just everything with chasing them down and, you know, capturing Sarah for a bit and everything, like, you completely understand. And yeah, when Michael's like, this is where you belong. But at the same time, you do sort of sit back and it's like, well, I mean, yeah, it is sort of the whole thing of, you know, I was just following orders, you know, which we talked about last season with Kellerman, but it's almost more evident with Mahone because Mahone, I guess the difference between Kellerman and Mahone is that with Kellerman, it was more, you know, he followed his orders and he wanted to follow his orders. You know, he did it because, you know, it was in service for his country and everything. He was very patriotic about it. Whereas Mahone was following orders because he had to. Not that he wanted to do any of this, but he had to do it. And that has, you know, practically ruined him as a person, you know? It's ruined his relationship with his, you know, his wife and his son. It's completely broken him. But he never wanted any of this, you know? So, yeah, you know, I'm kind of sitting here, you know, especially with every time he called his wife last season or, you know, called his son that one time, like, every part of that is just, I do honestly feel for the man, you know? I do honestly feel for the man. And it's just, it's one of those things where it's like he has done some horrible shit. But I don't know. It's like I almost want to just forgive and move on. Like, I want to help him. Like, I want us to help him because, not that he is a good man, but he's a tragic man, you know? I guess maybe it's the difference between, like, Walter White and Mike Ehrmantraut on Breaking Bad. Whereas Walter White is kind of, you know, he wanted to do this. He wanted to do this stuff, and then he deals with the consequences. Whereas Mike, you know, he was looking out for his family and stuff like that. He was just, like, he would kill people, but it was, well, I don't know. It's not a perfect metaphor. It's not a perfect metaphor or anything. Or maybe you could even say Jesse, because Jesse did some terrible stuff too. But that's the thing, is that I understand why Michael would want to just disregard Mahone completely, but I want him to get out of there and be okay, you know? So we'll have to see. And yeah, so we also had the whole thing of planting drugs. So it seems that Lechero, the boss, was the one who planted the drugs in order to, I guess basically he wanted to knock Michael down a couple pegs. And I like that scene where, you know, the orientation where he says, you know, we get the news down here. We know about Michael Schofield and Alex Mahone, you know? So that's really interesting. Of course, now he doesn't recognize Teabag, which is also interesting, as being one of the Fox River 8. But yeah, so that was really interesting, you know, just saying, it's like, oh, I know you're a superstar back in the States, but here you're nothing, you know? And so that's why he planted the drugs, in order to get this fight. Either Michael would just be knocked down a peg or he'd be killed. So that was really, really interesting. And yeah, the whole fight to the death was very good. Of course, Michael doesn't want to kill, we'll have to, I imagine that's going to be tested this season while he's in Sona. So, yeah, that's really interesting. And then, first off, I love Mahone coming in and saying, go for the kneecaps. Because, yeah, Mahone was trained to take down fucking anybody as an agent, He honestly is probably the ultimate warrior. It'd be the same thing if Kellerman said that. They were trained for this stuff. So I like that. And yeah, he's still trying to get in Michael's somewhat good graces so that he can escape with him, But then I like, the whole thing of the rules. Again, it's a very interesting place, this sort of honor among thieves, basically, where, Lechero is like, oh, we are not savages, So we have our rules. These are the rules. No weapons, just mano-y-mano in a fight to the death, But then someone from the crowd gives the big guy a weapon, which is interesting. So yeah, that gives him a weapon, which does break the rules. It does break the rules. Mahone sees that, comes in and kills him because Mahone doesn't have any problem killing him. So, and then I like that appeal. It's like, you said there are rules, and he broke the rules by having a weapon. So that was really, really good. But again, I feel like Michael's going to be tested about not killing, or maybe he'll stick with it. Maybe he won't be able to. Maybe he's not going to kill anyone. That'd be interesting. We did figure out what happens to runners, which is interesting, and I like how, just from those two scenes where Michael's at the window, you can see him starting to think, like he's taking everything in and observing everything about that. You try to run, they shoot you, they leave the body. When they come get the bodies, they put a bullet in the head just to be sure they're dead, And then when, the girl came over and, went over, she wasn't even there. She wasn't even there to get the body. She was there to get the shit and eventually get that note, which is interesting. So, yeah. So, we know what happens to runners, and this is definitely all part of Michael's thought process, So, yeah, that was interesting. And then we had the whole thing with LJ and Sarah, who are apparently being held captive. Now, they didn't show Sarah. I'm wondering if maybe the actress is working on something else, but obviously they had LJ there for the video. But I'm wondering if, I imagine that, yes, they do have LJ and Sarah there in order to hold that over Michael and Lincoln. But I'm wondering if the actress was busy on something else and so couldn't actually make a physical appearance in that video. Maybe. I would probably say so. Because, yeah, it definitely seems like her role is now going to be reduced. So we'll have to see. But, yeah, Michael needs to break out of there with a man named James Whistler, who Bellick has already encountered, which is interesting. And it's also interesting, just from the fact that, in the subtitles it says he has an Australian accent. So you're already like, okay, so who's this guy? He's obviously Australian. So is this the company branching out? Maybe the company goes farther than even just America. It's like, okay, so who is this guy? What's his deal? He's Australian, but he's in a prison in Panama. It's like, okay, well, you've got me curious. You've definitely got me curious. So, yeah. So, clearly, our war with the company keeps going. However, we now have to work for them, which is interesting. But, yeah. Good premiere for the season. Definitely different while also still being, I don't want to say a retread or anything. It's new stuff, especially with the dynamic of the prison. But we're in another prison, basically. And it's strange, but I'm willing to see where it goes. So, yeah. Hey, I still enjoyed it, and I'm probably still going to enjoy it. So, yeah. That is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around to any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Prison Break reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those.